Hello, good afternoon to you and welcome to JoyNews Room with me, Sheila Sechi. In our headlines today, family demands justice as the Buno East NPP chairman's brother is shot dead in a night operation.
The best IGP. Sir, or case in the moon. Not the Chima say no, and never be Koswa and Swani.
However, the police identifies the deceased as a suspect and a well-known robber. We have details in the statement. Moving on, wife and children of legend Daddy Lumba pay touch and tribute at a candlelight vigil amid hunters moved by his music.
We gather here to gratitude for the life of our father, for the love he gave us, and the legacy he leaves behind.
And also, Achimota School ends presents long reign to win 2025 Greater Accra NSMQ title in a thrilling final.
I knew my boys could make it by the grace of God, and of course, they proved us right.
Well, we have these and more coming up. Stay with us. And thanks for joining us to a very first story. A nighttime security operation in the Buno East region has ended in the fatal shooting of 36-year-old Saidu Bakari, the younger brother of the regional NPP chairman. The exact circumstances surrounding the shooting remain unclear. Grieving relatives are pointing fingers at the police, alleging foul play and calling for an independent investigation into what they believe was an unjustified use of force. Anas Sabib has more.
Details remain shrouded in confusion and conflicting accounts. Chairman IB's brother Ibrahim Abdul Samed, who narrated the incident to Joy News, explained that Saidu Bukari was shot and killed right here in front of the chairman's house without any provocation.
Yesterday, at dawn around 2 to 3 o'clock, our brother came to the house asking for food because they are just staying closer, asking for food, and he told him there is no food. So when going back to where he used to sleep, the boy said they entered inside the room. About 2 to 3 minutes later that they heard a gunshot. So he doesn't know what happened. And there was a blood flowed on where the incident happened.
But the plot faked dramatically. Family sources revealed the police command contacted Chairman IB after the shooting, informing him an armed robber had been killed in front of his house.
The commander called my brother, telling him that there was an armed robber who entered inside. There were 3 of them, and one was shot, and the 2 escaped.
Police reportedly shared a photo of the deceased. That photo, seen by Chairman IB, revealed a horrifying truth. The man labeled a robber was his own brother, Saidu Bukari.
The police sent the picture to our brother to confirm the armed robber, and it confirmed it's rather our brother who has been shot.
Police led the Bukari family to the Holy Family Hospital's morgue. There, they made the organizing confirmation. The body, labeled robber, was indeed Saidu Bukari.
Yesterday, we went to the regional police headquarters to officially tell them what happens, and they asked us to go to the house today. We should come. We went there today, and they gave us the go-ahead they escorted us to the mortuary to confirm whether he's there or not, and we confirm he's there, and he has been shot too.
The incident has sent shockwaves through the community. Residents express fear, echoing Mosquito's allegations about police conduct.
Only criminal record via ofri chama fie no okoni fie akwakoda na ma boni tuo akunu modi tuo aboni timu mako fo Ade bone be.
The questions tonight are more urgent and damning than ever. The Bukari family, supported by the community, demands immediate answers and an independent probe.
This thing has been happening. We are koso kromanum, e koso otechima hanum. Da. Omo kunkum innocent person. Safo na yesi from anti-robbers no. Kromanum de omo ya no. Omo kun nipa kwa. No ma for more. Ye ko mo chiro no. Enipa 3 e kam nua no ho na omo da ho. Omo na omo shutu omo ti. The best IGP. Say omra case ni mu. Na techima hanum say no. Enema bi koso a enso ani. There should be justice.
Chairman of the Metropolitan Security Council and Mayor for Techiman Ajay Mensah, who visited the family to commiserate with them, assured that thorough investigations will be conducted and justice served.
First of all, I am here to show my sympathy, deep one, of course, to the family as the citizens of Techiman, that we shall go deep into the issue, and whatever the case is, we are not going to hide it from the general public.
The police service remains conspicuously silent. Despite the family's identification and the mounting allegations, no official statement has clarified the reason for the operation, the justification for the shooting, or addressed the explosive mistaken identity claim. The silence from the police is deafening and only fuels anger and suspicion. Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Techiman.
Meanwhile, the police have been responding to the incident on its social media pages, denying a raid in the chairman's house. In the recent statement, it describes Seydou Bukari as a suspect. I'll read the excerpts. Police service has cited a media publication alleging a police raid at the residence of the New Patriotic Party's NPP Buno East regional chairman, resulting in the death of one person. We wish to categorically state that the claim is false. The police has not undertaken any such raid. Preliminary investigation has disclosed that on Friday, 1st August 2025, at about 1:20 a.m., officers from the Buno East Regional Police Command, acting on intelligence, responded swiftly to a robbery incident where the suspects were spotted scaling a wall in an attempt to escape. One of the suspects, later identified as Seydou Bukari, sustained gunshot wound during the operation and was immediately rushed to the hospital for medical attention, but was later pronounced dead. The deceased suspect has since been identified as a known member of a robbery gang that has been terrorizing residents of Techiman and surrounding areas by stealing motorbikes and transporting them for resale in Kumasi. He was also wanted by the police after he was named as an accomplice in a similar case under investigation at the command. Investigations confirm that the gang has returned to Techiman that night for a similar operation when they were intercepted by the police. The police retrieved a motorbike and other implements believed to have been used by the suspects during the robbery. A targeted manhunt is currently underway to apprehend the remaining members of the gang who managed to flee the scene. Investigations later revealed that the affected house belonged to Mr. Ibrahim Baba Bukari, the NPP regional chairman for Buno East. The Inspector General of Police has deployed a team comprising officers from the CID headquarters, the Police Professional Standard Bureau, and the Police Intelligence Directorate headquarters to ensure a thorough investigation into the matter. And that was the police statement on the issue. And we are being joined by the NPP Buno East Regional Chairman, Mr. Ibrahim Baba Bukari. First of all, my condolence, and how are you holding up?
Thank you, my sister.
All right. We believe you've heard from the police and family members on the incidents. What's your appreciation?
Thank you, my sister, for having me. And I'm listening to your viewers. My sister, I've heard what you read, and I have a saying. It's in account that asema ene dance no you trust asem here na the other dance literally means an issue that doesn't have witness. Part of that same issue is served to use as witness. So, given the explanation that the police has given and the statement or the explanation from our side, I would indulge Ghanaians to put the two statements together. Then once they were not there and there's no witness to whatever the two of us is saying, they should use part of the two statements, and based on the outcome, they should judge. Because I'm far away from home, and on the day of the incident, I wasn't at home. I was called on phone by the police regional commander, and from what he told me and what they have put out there are two different issues. And in our customs and from where I'm coming from, even if your own child, you have no authority over them. It is only the family head that have authority over your own case, your biological case. And in this matter, the disease or the victim involved is not my son, it's my brother. And what I can say is that I won't be able to throw much light into it or dive into it so much unless the family head give me the green light to do so. But from what I've been told and information before me, I will tell you that what the police is saying is false, and it's unfortunate that they're reading different meanings into what happened, and they want it to take a political twist. And my sister, you and I know very well that in Ghana here, the moment an issue takes a political twist, it dies naturally. And what I can assure the police and the general public is that once I'm alive, once I can breathe, I will pursue this matter to the fullest. Because to me, not until this statement came out, to me, I'm in a state of fear. I thought, to me, they didn't come there for my brother. They came for me. Because my sister, I'm asking, at the time my brother came out, if it were me, what would have happened to me? Would they have saved my life because I'm the original chairman? Because according to them, they shot before they recognized the victim. So I don't want to throw more light into it. And maybe in due time, the family will issue a statement and Ghanaians will be taken through blow by blow what exactly happened on that fateful day.
All right. Now, you disagree with what the police is saying, but how would you describe your brother?
Yes, my brother is somebody who works in my company. He's an electrician by profession. And that is what I can describe him. And I know him very well. But my sister, if the police had said they were chasing him from somebody that is involved in any criminal, I would be at you if they have put up that they have information that he's part of the criminal, So they were looking for him and they put him in my house. And therefore they came to arrest him and he arrested him. He said, I wouldn't have anything to say because I'm not bad for eating my own self. That's because I can fight myself. Let alone somebody that except. But even the police that they see a different from that man was killed by armor and they were coming to us. And the command, who told me to have my number? And about 80% of police in the Chima and the department is the technical in the police prison. Most of them have number, and I have it. So it is true that the chief or command that have been assaulted by armed robbers and they were coming to us. This happened on June 1st. So let's say
okay, kindly position yourself. We're finding a bit of difficulty hearing you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think it's better now. Please proceed.
Thank you so much. So what I'm saying is that we all know how Ghana police operate. And this incident happened on the 31st July dawn. So let's say it was it took through to 1st January. The police never came out to issue a statement. On January, on the 1st June, August, 2nd August, until they cited this publication on the internet. And like I said, I don't want to comment on it to a extent that maybe the family head will think I've disobeyed them and all that. But what I can tell you emphatically is that the police is being economical with the truth. That's what I want to say.
But tell us a little about your brother. Is he a family man? By family man, I mean, did he leave any children behind? Is he a married man?
Kids behind. Thanks. Yeah.
All right. So what's the next step for you? What's the next step for the family?
Like I said, I'm yet to join the family. I'm far away Accra. So I have to go and meet the family. We sit down, then we take a decision, and as a family, we'll come out with the next line of action or the way we are going to handle the whole issue.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you, my sister.
And now let's go on Zoom and speak to our correspondent, Anas Sabib. Anas, describe the atmosphere in the community.
The people of Techiman, particularly Jamestown, where the chairman's residence is located, are in a state of shock. And, they are quite, the people, the entire community are worried. People are finding it difficult to appreciate, how the whole thing happened, especially considering the fact that this happened right in front of the chairman's, home. They are worried because they say the deceased was unarmed. He did not have any weapon on him. So even if it is true that there's a robbery case and the police truly wants to, deal with the armed robber or the victim or the suspect, they could have, shot at him maybe on the foot or done something different. But they are saying they shot at him 4 times in the head. And this whole thing is, raising tension within the area. People are quite worried, and they're saying that they expect nothing but, the truth from the Ghana Police Service to come to them to tell them exactly what happened. Like Chairman said earlier, I've spoken with a number of people who are telling me that they suspect it is the chairman who was the target. Unfortunately, he was not the one who came out of the house, and that is why his brother became the victim. So this whole thing is shrouded in, like I said earlier, in this state of confusion. We are waiting to hear from the Ghana Police Service. I have personally tried to have access to the regional command, but the regional commander told me he will be available tomorrow for him to tell us, his account or the regional account of this whole situation. So as it stands, people in the entire Techiman metropolis are quite worried that this has happened to Seydou Bukari, who is next, or who's going to be the next victim to such, targeted killings by, some members of the Ghana Police Service.
All right, thank you, Anas, for speaking to us. Now let's step into the Ashanti region, where Ashanti Regional Minister Dr. Frank Amwakohene has warned the youth of Tontokrum in the Amansi South District against confrontation with the military and security personnel protecting a mining concession in dispute. This is after a refusal to demands to evacuate the military who are tasked to protect the concession from illegal miners. The Tontokrum community is fighting Asanko Gold Mining Company over ownership of a gold mining concession. Nanaya Ojima has more in the following report.
The youth of the area marched to the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council demanding withdrawal of the military from the concession, among others. The gold mining concession at Tontokrum has been a subject of controversy for many years between the community and Asanko Mines. It is now being mined illegally by youth of the area, which the mining company have tried to prevent with security men. This has sometimes resulted in clashes. According to the community, the Asanko Mines is yet to gazette the concession, hence cannot claim ownership. They should help us secure documents to work on the concession. The military, whenever they come to the area, destroy property and maim people. It shouldn't continue. If Asanko doesn't have a concession at the area, they shouldn't be allowed to come to the place. Even if they have, it is too close to the community for large-scale mining. But the Ashanti Regional Minister has said until investigations into the ownership of the concession is concluded, the youth should cease operations at the area to avoid any confrontation as the military remains at post. Dr. Amwakohene emphasized his office will engage the military to ensure there are no confrontations with the people of the area.
My friend team no youth na agree no machia.
I have met the aggrieved youth and listened to their concerns. We are looking forward to meeting Asanko Mines for their side of the story. Until then, we don't want anyone to go to the concession to confront the security personnel. We don't want any clashes.
Now, but today, whilst these issues are being resolved by the RCC in support from the respective sectors.
Community members who marched to the Regional Coordinating Council were unable to provide documents to support their claim of ownership.
Questions here. Do they have lines?
I asked the youth if they have documents to cover the concession, but they didn't have any. They tell me they have worked at the place for long, and if it is taken from them, they will be jobless. For JoyNews, Nanaya Ojima, Kumasi.
And in other news, a consultant of alternative dispute resolution, Alex Nate, has called on the government to treat the budget of the National Peace Council and other institutions that work to ensure peace in the country with urgency. Speaking at the end of a GIZ training for Peace Council members in the Buno and Buno East regions, he said the government can't execute its development agenda without the presence of peace and therefore must not hesitate in providing logistics to the institutions. Precious Semevo has more.
The National Peace Council is mandated to prevent, manage and resolve conflicts as a neutral third party. Council members require specialized skills to resolve disputes outside the formal court system. GIZ, through its promotion of the rule of law and judiciary in Africa project, facilitated a 5-day alternative dispute resolution ADR training in Sunyai for 50 Peace Council members and their associates in the Buno and Buno East regions as part of its commitment to promote accessible, inclusive and effective justice systems across Ghana. Alex Nate is an ADR consultant and facilitator.
Of all the skills, it is ADR that best fits into the operation of the Peace Council. And so this week's training is so critical, and today every member of the Peace Council and their associates are well equipped to engage efficiently to enable the regions to enjoy the expected peace.
A participant, the chief of JoyNews Nanabofo Bene IV, anticipates a successful mediation of some disputes before him following the topics and case studies covered during the training.
The knowledge I have acquired in this thing, especially an issue on chieftaincy, I think I'm going to use it to deal with about 2 or 3 cases, and I am assuring everybody that within about 2-3 months I will be able to settle these cases amicably so that there will be peace and development.
Alex Nate called on the government to treat the National Peace Council's budget with urgency to facilitate peace work.
All other state agencies, everyone has its own, budgetary constraints. And so what we encourage ourselves is that, one, government must work harder to treat especially the Peace Council's budget with the urgency it requires, because the work of the Peace Council affects directly the lives of the people. And so for government to be able to execute its plan for the nation, there must be peace. And that is what Peace Council is doing to support. And so one of the critical areas where government must not drag its feet in ensuring that the logistics are provided is the Peace Council.
Certificates were given to the course participant. Precious Semevo, JoyNews, Sunyai.
And now let's throw our focus to agriculture, where members of parliament are urging renewed efforts to boost the production and consumption of locally grown rice as Ghana's annual rice import bill hits $560 million. During a visit to institutions working with International Development Group, AGRA, MPs highlighted the high quality of local rice and encouraged the public to choose Ghana-grown varieties. Deputy Ranking Member on Parliament's Food and Agriculture Committee, Seth Osei Akoto, and Chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Alfred Okoye Vanderpoy, called for greater investment in the local rice value chain. They also urged AGRA to intensify its advocacy for local rice consumption.
To what extent can the government also support the work that they are doing? We use donor funds. There is a limit to what we can support with, but we just wanted a range. So now we are with Hopeline, which is an NGO, and then also the JoyNews Foundation, which is also supporting with advocacy, and then even with extension to be able to get more farmers to adopt good agricultural practices, adopt the right varieties, improved varieties that some AGRA had supported in breeding. So we want to do more with them or with our implementing partners and keep supporting the country. So we are even working currently to help design the Feed Ghana program. So we are still investing across board, end to end. So we are doing rice, we are doing soya, we've done a bit of work in maize, but with our work that supports youth and young women, we are looking more across value chains that cut across horticulture and even tree crops.
And AGRA Ghana Country Director Dr. Betty Annan affirmed the organization's commitment to supporting national food security efforts. She said AGRA will continue to back government initiatives, including the newly introduced Feed Ghana program aimed at improving food systems and boosting agricultural productivity.
You are still importing rice. If you look at the rice industry, you are still getting a lot from outside. My wish is that through AGRA, they should be able to support the implementing partners and the consortium so that they can be able to move the rice industry to a certain pedestal. I have enjoyed the rice and the quality is good. So the advocacy should intensify the advocacy for Ghanaians to adopt eating Ghana rice.
Now moving on, a delegate from the Tamale Metro, Yamok Solomon, has highlighted key challenges affecting the free senior high school policy, including the double-track system and the lack of consistency in the academic calendar. Speaking at the Ghana National Association of Teachers Northern Region Conference in Tamale, he noted that these challenges have compelled many parents to hire private teachers to support their children academically.
The conference provided a platform for delegates to discuss pressing issues on education, welfare, among others, and it will elect new leadership. Speaking at the conference, Yamok Solomon urged government to expedite the abolition of the double-track system to help address the challenges.
We have seen that there's a lot of changes as far as this free senior higher education is concerned. It has changed a lot of things. People don't even know when they are going home and when they are coming back until they are called. And all those things are challenges, not to only students alone, but to parents. It has given a lot of challenges to parents because your child will go to school for only 1 month or 1.5 months and come to stay at home over 3 months. And you have to make sure you look for a teacher to help that student. Otherwise, by the time that the student will be going back to school, there wouldn't be any term that the student can stand on to continue with his. The double-track system is something that we are all yearning for, and we are praying for its implementation to be cleared, so that we go back to the single-stream system that we were running. That was a very good system, and we're hoping that when we get back to that, it will be of immense benefit to the students and to teachers as well.
Other delegates like Cosmos Nyakwa welcome the government's plan to provide allowance for teachers in rural areas, citing it as a positive step.
The government made a promise of giving teachers teaching in the rural areas some allowances, and we are happy for that. All that we are looking for is that the government should speed up their processes so that those who are supposed to benefit will benefit early. We don't want to delay because few months to come, some will go on retirement. If it's implemented early, they can also enjoy at least a month or two before they can go on.
The headmistress of Al-Makazia Islamic School, on her part, said she was planning to organize capacity building programs for early childhood teachers focusing on professional development.
Most of the people we have at the KG are the women, but most of them have not acquired this early childhood early childhood certificate. So through the professional continual development program, more of this knowledge will be imparted on them so that they will be able to help our students to come out with the best.
Now, let's step into health, where Ghana is experiencing a significant increase in Mpox cases, popularly or famously known as moneypox, with health authorities confirming 20 new infections as of July 30, 2025. This latest surge brings the total number of confirmed cases nationwide to 302, with 1 fatality, highlighting a concerning trend in the country's public health sector. The Ghana Health Service and other relevant health agencies continue to monitor the situation closely, reminding the public about the transmission and symptoms of the viral disease. Still in the health sector, the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital has received support to reduce the high risk of blindness due to retinopathy of prematurity, a condition worsened by limited early screening and inadequate neonatal monitoring. With over 20 monitors for over 100 babies and just 4 breathing devices in an 18-bed preterm ward, premature infants could be left undiagnosed during admission, risking permanent visual impairment or blindness. The Africa Eye Imaging Center and the Zero Blind Babies have ended over essential equipment to ease the burden and prevent avoidable disabilities. Here is a report by Clinton Yeboah.
In many health facilities, neonatal care is hindered by lack of infrastructure and equipment. At the neonatal intensive care unit of the Komfanoche Teaching Hospital, these challenges present a dilemma of how many possible cases of retinal blindness have been left off the hook. Retinopathy of prematurity is an eye disease that affects premature babies, usually from abnormal blood vessels to grow in the retina, which can lead to blindness. Neonatologist and second head in charge of the NICU at Cath, Dr. Nana Rekumbrobe, explained the ordeal, needing urgent investment.
Ideally, whenever a newborn comes in, the newborn should be monitored for oxygen use, so the baby should be on a monitor. Unfortunately, as at now, we have less than 20 monitors. Okay, so if you have over 100 babies on admission, that means that you have to use your discretion, choose which one needs the monitoring the most. Okay, then you put the baby on the monitor. If for some reason you have a sicker baby coming in, then you'd have to take the monitor off that baby and give it to the sicker one. We have the breathing devices as well. They're supposed to provide respiratory support. Again, if you take the acute preterm ward, it's an 18-bed capacity preterm ward, and unfortunately we have only about 4 or 5 of these.
Presently, the Cath NICU has received 20 neonatal oximeter probe, 20 live box pulse oximeter, 10 Vayu Bubble CPAP, and 15 Pumani Bubble CPAP, worth $66,450.
So this is most welcome. It would make a world of difference in our practice, and that combined with the ROP screening, we're certain that it will definitely improve the outcomes of our premature babies, and we are on our way to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals.
The equipment provided through the benevolence of Africa Eye Imaging Center, an NGO that prevents retinal blindness using telemedicine, in collaboration with Zero Blind Babies, will assist with monitoring and protection of babies' eyes and overall health. Africa Eye Imaging Center partnered Cath in 2024. More than 3,000 eye screenings have been conducted for preterm babies across the Ashanti region, with over 25 babies successfully treated. CEO of Africa Eye Imaging Center and a consultant at Cath, Dr. Kwesi Ajiman Ahmed, says the donation is an advanced intervention to ensure holistic prevention and treatment for child blindness.
One of the risk factors for they developing this condition is when they are that small, they are given oxygen. But the oxygen that they are given is usually what you call 100% oxygen. But you need they don't need 100% oxygen. So there are certain devices called oxygen blenders that helps to reduce the concentration of this oxygen to prevent them from developing this condition. And so that is why we also decided to go a step further, apart from screening, to donate these equipments that will reduce the concentration of the oxygen and then prevent them from developing retinopathy of prematurity, and also eventually even save their own lives. So better oxygen management and monitoring for Cath. So that is what necessitated this donation.
On JoyNews Room, we'll come back right after the short break with more news. Stay with us. And you're still live on JoyNews Room. Thanks for staying with us. Now let's go to Nandom, where over 56% of rural households in the Upper West region still practice open defecation, well above the national average, according to the 2022 Demographic and Health Survey. At a learning exchange event in Nandom, SNV Ghana Country Director Barbara White in Kuala called for urgent collective action to improve sanitation. JoyNews' Rafiq Salam reports.
The event, which took place at Nandom, brought together regional and district officials, development partners, media, and community stakeholders to share insights and to foster collaboration on improving water, sanitation, hygiene, wash, and climate change resilience in the Upper West Region's rural districts of Lora, Lambuse, and Nandom. Country Director of SMV, Barbara White Nkola, in an interview, gives an overview of the event.
The learning event that we attended here today is to reflect on the milestones of our Healthy Future for All project. Through that initiative, we've gathered baseline information and endline information that gives us very clear indications of how far we've progressed. But it's not just about showing the progress, but it's reflecting on the learnings that we have found in our work and bringing together our stakeholders, everyone that we're working with, to reflect on what does this progress mean and how can we work together into the future.
Barbara Nkola expressed worry that a staggering 56.5% of rural households in the region still practice open defecation.
And while 83.8% of Ghanaians have access to basic drinking water, only 71.6% of rural households meet this standard. So there's still quite a gap of almost 30% there. Here in some of our districts, just 11.8% have access to basic water services. That's incredibly low. And many are walking an average of 22 minutes to fetch water. These numbers represent a clear development disparity, one that disproportionately affects children, women, and the poor. They also show why SNV's commitment to inclusive, climate-smart wash systems is so critical.
The event targeted projects such as Healthy Futures for All and building climate adaptation capacities, which SMV Ghana is driving change, helping communities access safe water and sanitation services and building resilience against climate changes. The project aims to break the cycle of poor sanitation and foster a healthier, more sustainable future for all. District Chief Executive for Lambuse, Nawal Irenius Basimbi, called on government agencies and stakeholders to renew their commitment to support SMB's effort to improving water and sanitation services.
I also want to use the opportunity to tell the sanitation officers, don't leave everything to only SMB. Let us see how best we could do a lot of communication across and let people know the dangers of open defecation. In Lambuse, even in town, people say go into the bush instead of getting ready to ship but shit inside the bush and walk away. It's not helpful to us.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam, Nandom.
And still on sanitation, a powerful wave of communal action swept through Tuabodom this morning in direct response to President Mahama's call for improved sanitation. Thousands of Techiman North residents, led by District Chief Executive Adam Johnson and their MP Trade Minister Elizabeth Ofosu-Ajare, turned out voluntarily for a massive National Sanitation Day cleanup. DCE Johnson hailed the exercise as a huge success, praising residents' commitment to a healthier community and urging them to keep the momentum going. Anas Sabib has more.
This morning, the streets of Tuabodom pulsed with a renewed energy. Not just the beat of drums, but the rhythm of collective action. Responding to President Mahama's call for improved sanitation, Techiman North rose as one, transforming the National Sanitation Day into a powerful statement. Techiman North is reclaiming its cleanliness and its pride. From the DCE Adam Johnson, the MP and Trade Minister Elizabeth Ofosu-Ajare, and the thousands who voluntarily answered the call, this isn't just a cleanup, it is a community revival. DCE Adam Johnson calls this a huge success.
So as you can see, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., no shop, absolutely no shop in Tuabodom had been open. We are all involved. We are in our gutters, we are in the drainages, making sure that we are desilting the gutters, sweeping the marketplaces, sweeping the principal streets. So it has been so massive, and we thank God that we have come this far.
Member of Parliament Elizabeth Ofosu-Ajare didn't just supervise. She joined the front line. Amidst drumming and dancing, she swept side by side with residents, declaring the return of communal spirit.
I am excited. I knew that Techman has always been united, but this numbers coming out as early as 5 o'clock, even though we said we were going to start at 6, it's awesome. So I am excited and I hope that this will continue. Gone are the days when people just litter around and say, Zoom Lion, come and clean. Now we are all part of the Zoom Lion crew, we are all cleaning. And so I think that is going to help us to be cleaner going forward about the way we even dispose of refuse. And of course, a clean constituency will be a healthy constituency, and a united constituency will take us to places.
And in the season and spirit of NSMQ, Achimota School has ended Presec's long-standing dominance in the Greater Accra Regional Championship of the National Science and Maths Quiz. In a fierce 5-school showdown, Motown edged past the defending champions in the final round to claim their first title since 2019. My colleague Adubia has more.
It was a battle of brains, pride, and legacy. After years of dominance by Presec, the 2025 Greater Accra Regional Championship of the National Science and Maths Quiz delivered a stunning twist. In a showdown of 5 academic titans, Presec, Achimota School, St. Thomas Aquinas, Chemu SHS, and Accra Academy, only one could rise. And this year, it was Achimota School. With sharp answers and steady nerves, Motown charged through each round, taking the early lead and holding off fierce competition. Presec fought back, but it wasn't enough. Achimota reclaimed the crown they first won in 2019, ending Presec's 5-year streak and reminding everyone that the battle for brilliance is far from over.
I was so tense, and I knew my boys could make it by the grace of God. And of course, they proved us right. Yes.
Was there a point in time where you felt you are not taking this?
No, because I knew God has done it. From the very beginning, I knew it was finished. So I knew we were taking.
Even as at round 2 when you were tied?
Yes, please.
We have a solid team. The teachers, the students themselves, and support from management. And we're committed to task. And we're so sure that we're going to win.
Nobody can stop us. Those out there, watch out. Achimota is coming fully for the trophy. Yes, our centenary. We shall celebrate our centenary with this trophy. We are leaving it for no one.
It's the glory of the host, Achimota. Achimota.
And on a night filled with emotion, the wife and children of the high-life legend Daddy Lumba paid heartfelt tributes at the candlelight vigil held in his honor, surrounded by hundreds of fans, friends, and fellow musicians swaying to the timeless melodies that defined a generation. The family's tributes painted a moving portrait of a man behind the music, his strength, humility, and unwavering love. This is Joy Prime's Loy Shola Ademi's report. Read to you.
Everyone, show some love. Light us, light us.
This was the atmosphere at the National Candlelight Vigil held at Independence Square, where crowds gathered to celebrate Daddy Lumba, a man whose music still echoes through pubs, market stalls, and fills playlists on both radio and television. For the first time since his passing, Daddy Lumba's family took to the stage to share their tribute publicly.
We gather here today in deep gratitude for the life of our father, for the love he gave us, and the legacy he leaves behind.
My father was a man who cared deeply, and he loved fiercely. He taught us all resilience. He taught us strength. He gave from his spirit without ever needing applause.
Without your support, he wouldn't be Daddy Lumba. Thank you for coming, and we will love you.
Yedama Sibebre. Yedama Sibebre.
What was meant to be an evening of solemn reflection and mourning soon transformed into a celebration as industry heavyweights and devoted fans alike joyfully reflected on his decades-long impact on the music scene.
Like I said, Lumba, I know Lumba is not dead. He's still alive. He's in our midst here.
I will remember him for one thing, that you don't ever have to give up in life. You just have to fight, keep on fighting.
You know what I mean? Lumba has touched us one way or the other.
2010, I performed with him. But since 2010, I never met him again. So I was hoping and looking forward to meet him.
We have lost a pace setter, a legend whose boots will be so difficult to fill. Lumba reign forever. Lumba have not died. He need a time to rest, so Lumba is resting.
The president of the Musicians Union of Ghana, Musica, Bessa Simmons, expressed his gratitude to Ghanaians for the impressive turnout despite the event being organized on short notice. He revealed Musica's plans to ensure that Daddy Lumba is properly honored with his lyricism and legacy thoroughly documented and studied across the nation.
I mean, we as Musica, we are going to do everything to make sure that Lumba and all great musicians' memories are protected. And also, they are national assets. And so I think they should be placed at a place that when everybody comes to Ghana and they talk about music, we can see these people.
Daddy Lumba wasn't simply a name. He was a feeling, a legacy and a force. His music became the heartbeat of many Ghanaian lives, and for everyone assembled at the Independence Square, his spirit remains alive and strong. Lois Shola Adeyemi's report, read to you.
And former President Nana Akufo-Addo has promised to extend the needed support to his children left behind by high-life musician Daddy Lumba. He noted that this is part of measures to show appreciation to the musician. The former president said this when he visited the family to extend his sympathy. Nana Addo insisted that he is indeed among the greats in the high-life industry and that this country has produced.
Mama Mushade, Mahradia Cassiapa, Namame Quanso, Adamase, Utitu, Modesha, Cassia, Mahino, you know your mammy, which me come, a man see that. And I'm the Sunti, and the Ghana baby Albacor, Midin, Edikai, Ewo, and Name Juma, or the Boame. Nothing so Mamutiasia, said your mammy, so many papa.
And may his soul rest in melodies. That's all for JoyNews Room. My name is Shola Sechi. For more news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. The law is up next. Stay with us.